Hey y'all, it's Tastepink. Welcome back. And y'all are all up in my kitchen, but for a really good reason. I heard your request. Y'all want me to cook. Y'all know I don't really cook too much, but I thought today would be the perfect time to share one of my favorite recipes. It's a vegetarian chili recipe, which is perfect for the cooler temperatures if you want more comfort foods. And if you're someone who's looking for more meatless meals, like if you participate in Meatless Monday, you definitely want to get your pen, your notepad, and write your ingredients list, and also invite a couple people over because you're gonna be the talk of the town once you get this recipe down. And it's super simple, very easy, and it's not gonna put you off. I am a vegetarian who eats dairy and eggs, so keep that in mind. You can tailor any recipe you want to suit your individual needs. Now, this recipe is not gonna lack on flavor. Y'all know over here I eat well, but I cook even better, and we never lack on this seasoning, okay? Seasoning is your friend. So definitely make sure that you take into account the seasonings that I'm using because we don't lack. We love a strong palate to be satisfied. You get what I'm saying? And I cook with a very Southern influence, so it's very much prevalent in the way that I prepare my meals. You guys will see, North Carolina, I see y'all. That's where my mama from and a lot of my family. So you'll definitely get that when you watch this. And let me know your thoughts on this. Are you gonna prepare it? I appreciate you guys so much for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe, join the family. If you like this video, check out more. Let me know when you subscribe because I'll give you a nice warm welcome. Give this video a thumbs up if you want me to cook more, because if you want to see me cook more, you need to show the love, okay? And then comment down below, kiki with me, and share this with your homeboys and your homegirls because we want to eat well, we want to live well, and I need to model that because I want to grow stronger in that. And this vegetarian journey has been one that's taught me a lot, and so I do want to actively share more. So just encourage me. I definitely need it, and it takes a lot to keep going on this journey. But one of the brands I'm going to be highlighting is Corn. They are one of my favorite brands, and I've been rocking with them for a while, and I want to put you guys on and see where you guys can get your hands on them. They're super accessible. Whole Foods, I think HEB maybe, so check and see their store locator because you don't want to lax this. All right, I want to get into this meal. Y'all are going to love it, and you're going to thank me later. Bye y'all. Garlic is such an essential flavor element when dealing with any chili, and for those of you looking for a tip, apply pressure using the side of the knife, and this will allow the skin to release itself from the clove. And just remove the base of the bulb and then start grating your garlic. Now you can use garlic in a jar, whichever you prefer, but I love fresh garlic. I love how it cooks down when it is grated. I did about 5 to 6 cloves because honey, we have to bring the flavor. And of course, bell peppers are super important. I love the crunchy, very fresh flavor. If you want to kick it up, add some habanero or some jalapeno. You can definitely do that. I actually wish I had habanero because it would have taken this recipe to an entirely different level, especially if you're a fan of that kick, that spicy kick. And don't waste any portion of your bell peppers. I'm trying to reduce food waste, so I'm really trying to employ better steps. Now, red onions, these are like the onions of all onions in my opinion. I just love the flavor. Another option is to use Spanish onions or yellow onions, but I just love the very distinct flavor of red onions, and I always do a rough chop in particular with my vegetables so that they don't cook down and get super mushy. I like for them to maintain the bulk of their structural integrity and have a slight crunch after the cooking process, which is a little bit longer for this recipe. And I am guilty. I had a sweet potato that was in the process of going bad, and I didn't want to waste it, so I chopped it up into rather large chunks. This is approximately 100 grams of sweet potato, and I made it work. I cut up as much as I could, and again, I wanted to keep it larger in size so it doesn't get too mushy, get really soft. So again, I'm doing my best to work on reducing the amount of food waste. Work with me, y'all. We can do it. It's a process, it's a learning process, but this is a really important step for me and for a lot of people. Now, to this large pot, I'm going to add about a tablespoon of avocado oil. And avocado oil is a high heating oil, so this is perfect for this dish. And I'm going to start by adding the sweet potato chunks to the pan and the garlic. Keep the flame relatively low for this process. We're not trying to, immediately start the cooking process. We're trying to gradually increase the heat over time, but get the aromatics of the dish going. So this is a really, really cool step, and you want to coat both the sweet potato and the garlic in the oil. And of course, I'm adding things like garlic powder, red chili peppers for that additional flavorful kick. And I want to use the roasted garlic and herb. This is something you guys have got to get your hands on. It changes the game. And I'm going to add a little bit of thyme for an earthy flair. I love using sage with sweet potatoes. You can't knock it till you try it. And don't forget things like chili powder. It has a subtle but very distinct taste that can make all the difference in your dish. And you want to stir that once more and allow it to cook for about 5 to 10 more minutes. And then I'm adding in the bell peppers along with the red onions. So again, just stir up everything, allow the seasoning to coat every element, every ingredient, because we're trying to introduce different flavors and make sure that we're integrating the seasoning at every level. I'm a huge fan of cooking in this way so that we introduce flavor at every level. And I'm adding a little bit of salt. Don't get carried away. And I'm also doing this new garlic pepper grinder, which is amazing. Very, very nice touch, might I add. Now I still have the heat relatively low as I'm preparing to add this mushroom stock. This is vegan, it's new, and I wanted you guys to check out the nutrition facts and see if it's for you. I really think this is a good alternative. It adds that very hearty kick. When I tasted it, I said, I see what I'm gonna have to do, but I love the element of flavor, the profile that it brings to this dish. And you wanna add anywhere from 2.5 to 3 cups. Again, you're definitely gonna need it during the cook down process, which is extensive. Add in your can of diced tomatoes and stir that in. We're starting to see that beautiful, robust, very vivid color. And I'm gonna add about 2.5 tablespoons of tomato paste. Again, I'm just eyeballing it, sis. Sometimes, that's just how we cook. And again, I'm going in with my kidney beans that have been rinsed. This is one of my favorites. It has a smoky flavor, and these pinto beans, these are new. I wanted to integrate more than one kind of bean. You can also do black beans, whichever you prefer, but these two are definitely everything I'm all about. The pinto beans are definitely a southern flair, but mix it all together. Again, we're keeping that heat about a medium heat. And then I'm adding a bit of adobo and more of the cayenne pepper because I wanted to kick it up a little bit. And this hot pepper sauce from Trader Joe's plays no games. If you like that flair, you might want to come check that out. And again, I'm gonna add this thyme honey. So it's honey with thyme and it has honeycomb in it. Says I got this from Greece, and there was no way I could pass up integrating this into this dish. Oh my God. This is a great way to add a sweetness to the palate, and it also will complement the spice beautifully. It's the same concept as adding brown sugar, but I just wanted to do something a little bit different, and this is what I have on hand. And I'm just gonna go with it. Now I increased the heat to about medium-high heat, and you want to allow this to simmer down and reduce in volume. And so after about 45 minutes to an hour, you want to give it a stir, stir it sparingly every now and again, but then we're going to put the lid on, okay? So it can really cook down. And in the meantime, I'm preparing my quinoa with 1 cup of mushroom stock to 1/2 cup of quinoa. And again, don't forget to flavor. So I'm adding things like a tablespoon of grated garlic and that roasted herb and garlic seasoning, which I put that in everything because it's just bomb. So I'm going to stir this and allow it to come to a boil, which will take about 10 to 15 minutes. And then I'm going to cover it and allow it to sit as I reduce the temperature. As for the chili, I'm going to be incorporating corn meatless grounds, non-GMO, soy-free, and it's packed with an insane amount of protein. 1 serving contains 100 calories and it has 15 grams of protein. This is so bomb. So for the chili, I wanted to use 1.5 packages of the meatless grounds. I wanted it to be very full, very dense, very hearty. And these are very reminiscent of, ground beef crumbles, ground turkey, but the texture is slightly softer. And before I let this cook down, I wanted to add just a touch of rice vinegar to give it a little additional acidity, just a touch. Don't get carried away, you don't need to. And I'm gonna stir this down and it cooks down beautifully. You wanna add the meatless grounds towards the last 15 to 20 minutes of the meal prep because we're winding down and it honestly does not take long to cook. And I'm gonna finish this off with a little bit of maple syrup because I felt like it just needed a little bit more sweetness and I wanted to increase that heat. So I added some more of the hot pepper sauce, gave it a stir, and honestly, you are ready to prepare your meal to serve. Plate it however you wish. Presentation is key with me, so I added a dollop of sour cream along with some shredded pepper jack cheese and a little bit of spinach. And you guys can see the quinoa sitting up in the corner. And you guys know I had to get into my Moscato life, okay? I love to enjoy my meals with wine, and this one was amazing, okay? It gave me a little bit of a headache, full disclosure, but it was bomb, okay? Make sure you just, stock up on your water when you drink that wine. But as a taste test, this was everything. You know how you have your happy dance when the food is bomb? I need y'all to make this, okay? Have you subscribed yet? It's time. Join the family. We're cooking over here. We're making sure the boys and girls are fed, okay? And fed well, okay? Go ahead and invite some friends over, okay? Don't be shy. You can do this. This is definitely something to add to your list of meals to prepare. And I wish you the best on your journey. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope I see you in the next one.